Sometimes you're feeling yourself like, I'm doing good, I'm attractive, I'm making money, I'm kicking ass. And other times you feel like a grapefruit at the back of the fridge that somebody left there for a couple months. Watch this video. And I would once again like to bring your attention to human design. So this is my body graph. Everything you see in the green here is going to show up in my body graph here as green. This gold stuff over here, this is what we call the transits. The reason I have these placements was because the transits at the time of my birth, that's this right column here, looked like this. Children born today, their personality side of their placements will have these numbers in it, and thus these activations, all the stuff you see in gold. All the time, the transits are active and shifting and changing. This slider down here in the neutrino design will actually show you what the next 90 days will look like in combination with your chart. Now, I am not saying that you can look at your chart and determine, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have a shitty day, but next week I'm gonna be on top of the world. What I am saying though is that however you feel, whether it's on the positive or the negative spectrum, you can use this information and the connections here to discern and investigate maybe why you feel that way. So let's use an example from my chart. 36 is active thanks to Neptune. These lower planets that are farther away from the sun, they're gonna take a lot longer to transit. Like I'm pretty sure this Jupiter here, 55, which is giving me a lot of melancholy right over here, that one right there is gonna be in transit for like until February. So that means that the Neptune transit, the 36 crisis, is going to be there even longer. So one of the things that I've decided to do with my emotional definition is that when I am feeling emotional waves, whether they're highs or they're lows, I am not going to identify with those emotions, okay? It means that I'm not going to freak out and think like, why am I so emotional now? Like, I'm not normally emotional, because I'm not normally emotional. But recently I've been so emotional. Well, yeah, because I've got two hookups from the transit, one of them being the individual wave of melancholy and the other one being this collective wave of expectation. Now, I'm not saying that I am feeling more emotions because of the transits. What I'm experimenting with is the possibility that identifying where the crisis is in my life and identifying where the abundance of spirit, which that's 55 right there, is in my life is a much better way of sussing out my emotions than telling myself this disempowered story like, oh my God, am I just this emotional person now? I used to not be, and blah, 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 blah. So if you don't already have Neutrino Design on your phone, you can download that via the link in my bio. I highly recommend you look at your transit composite, your body graph with the transit. Check out some of these connections where the transit completes one of your channels and maybe creates some definition in these centers, because it could help you identify some areas where you ought to be more mindful and not jump to conclusions because of a transit hookup. For instance, this fucking 36 right here, this is like, oh my God, I'm not enough. I need to go have experiences so that I can be enough. I'm not going to go on a trip or abandon my family. I'm not going to go explore that. It's a transit hookup. It's not a part of my circuitry, okay? It's an extra 36 crisis energy in my life right now. And if I am going to live my own life, it means I have to be aware of this without reacting. I can respond to it and I can acknowledge that it exists without allowing this external experience to become my internal authority, without allowing the outside world to dictate my decisions. Like, nah, I'm just gonna steady manifest on my moon cycles. I'm not really gonna do this whole like game that everyone else is playing. And the sad truth is that most people are totally unaware of this. They don't give a fuck about it. They think it's bullshit. And that's why the world is diving into chaos, because people are not paying attention to the contrast between their internal authority, their natal body graph, and the external authority, which is other people and the transits. So anyway, let me know if you find something interesting in your transit composite in the comments. Share this with some people who give a fuck, and peace.